The bunker was never meant to be quiet. Yet now, silence pressed against the metal walls like a living thing. Deep underground, far below the ruined surface of the alien city, the air felt heavy and cold. Emergency lights flickered, painting the long corridor in weak red lines. The human stood still. He did not know how he had come here. He only knew one thing. If he made a sound, he would die. A soft voice brushed his ear. Psst, don't move. He froze. The voice was not human. She stood close, too close. Tall, pale blue skin, eyes glowing faintly in the dark. Her fingers were thin but strong as steel. She did not look at him directly. Instead, her eyes watched the corridor ahead. Breathe slowly, she whispered. They can hear men breathe. Men? The word hit him harder than fear. Before he could ask anything, she pulled him behind a stack of metal supply crates. Her movement was fast and silent, trained by years of fear. She pressed a finger against her lips. Footsteps echoed above them. Not boots, not shoes, bare feet, many of them. The human felt his heart beat in his chest. Too loud, too fast. He was sure they could hear it. Shapes passed by the narrow gap between crates. Tall figures. All female. Long limbs, armored suits, sharp eyes scanning every shadow. Weapons hung at their sides, sleek and alien. One of them stopped. The human's breath caught. The woman tilted her head, her nostrils flaring slightly. Her eyes narrowed. There's a strange scent here, she said. Her voice was calm, but sharp, dangerous. The blue-skinned girl beside the human tensed. Slowly, she reached behind her and activated a small device. Somewhere far down the corridor, a metal door slammed shut. The patrol turned. Check the lower level, the leader ordered. Footsteps faded away. Only then did the human realize his hands were shaking. The girl turned to him at last. Her glowing eyes locked onto his face. Her expression was not anger, not fear. Shock, pure shock. She leaned closer and whispered so softly, he almost missed it. You're a man. He swallowed. Yes. Her eyes widened. She grabbed his wrist and pulled him deeper into the shadows. You don't understand, she said quickly. If they find you... What? He asked. They will never let you leave. They moved through narrow tunnels, deeper into the bunker. The human struggled to keep up. His body was weak compared to hers, but his mind raced with questions. Where am I? He asked. A survival bunker, she answered. Level 7. How many people are here? She stopped walking. About 1,000, she said. He felt a chill. People? She corrected him. Women? The word echoed in his head. She led him into a small storage room and sealed the door. The walls were thick, soundproof, safe for now. Only then did she allow herself to breathe. My name is Sayla, she said. You must stay here. Why? He asked. Why hide me? She looked at him like one looks at a dangerous secret. Because men are not allowed to exist anymore. The human stared at her. That doesn't make sense. It does on this planet, she replied. She activated a screen on the wall. Images flashed, cities burning, ships crashing, skies filled with fire. Then pictures of women standing alone among ruins. The war killed almost all males, Sayla said. Those who survived were taken, controlled, used. He clenched his fists. So you hide me, he asked. Risk your life. She looked away. I work in the lower systems, she said. I found you during a surface scan. Injured. Human. Why humans? He asked. Her voice dropped lower. Because humans are different. Before he could ask more, a low hum vibrated through the room. Red lights flared brighter. They're running a deep scan, she said. They are looking for you. The human's chest tightened. What happens if they find me? She met his gaze, fear clear on her face now. You will stop being a person, she said. You will become a resource. A loud metallic voice echoed through the bunker. Attention! Male presence suspected. All units remain alert. Sayla grabbed his hand. From this moment, she whispered, you must disappear. Above them, footsteps returned. Closer this time. and someone was smiling. The room felt smaller with every second. The human sat on the cold metal floor, while Selah stood near the sealed door, listening. Her body was still, but her eyes moved again and again, watching the tiny sensor lights above the frame. Green. Still green. Safe for now. The bunker breathed around them. A deep, low hum, like a giant machine asleep, but never resting. You must understand one thing, Selah said quietly. This place is not a shelter. The human looked up at her face. Then what is it? She did not answer at once. She walked to the wall and touched the dark screen. Old data appeared, broken files and warning signs. After a moment, one file opened. It is a cage, she said, for everyone. The screen showed images of a world long gone. Tall cities touched the sky. Lights filled the night. Men and women walked side by side, laughing, building, living. Then the images changed. Fire fell from the sky. Buildings broke apart. The ground burned. The war did not begin on this planet, Selah said. It came from outside, from the stars. The human leaned closer. Our enemy used a weapon, she continued. Not bombs, not fire, something worse. Numbers appeared on the screen. Charts, lines falling fast. It attacked male biology, she said. Only males. The human felt his chest tighten. At first, men became weak, Selah said. Then sick, then gone. The charts dropped close to zero. Almost all men died, she said. Those who survived were feared. The screen changed again. Dark rooms. Chains. Guards. They said it was for safety, Selah said. They said men were too rare to lose. Her voice hardened. So they locked them away, she continued. They control their lives, their bodies, their future. The human clenched his fists. They turned men into property, he said. Yes, Selah replied. Fear made them cruel. He looked at her. And humans? She hesitated, then spoke. Humans were not part of the war, she said. You came later. Explorers. Survivors from another star. She looked directly into his eyes. Your bodies resisted the weapon, she said. Your minds adapted faster than ours. The bunker lights suddenly dimmed. Red light ran across the ceiling. Selah stiffened. That should not happen. A cold mechanical voice echoed through the bunker. Scan range expanded. Probability of male presence increased. The human stood up. They are close. Yes, Selah said, and they will not stop. She moved fast, pulling open a hidden floor panel. A narrow tunnel appeared, dark and old. Follow me, she whispered. They crawled through the passage. The air grew warm and stale. This place was forgotten by the system. As they moved, the human's eyes traced the metal walls, the wiring, the layout. These systems are poorly designed, he said quietly. Selah stopped and looked back. What? The sensors overlap too much, he explained. That wastes power. It creates blind spots. Her eyes widened slightly. How do you know this? I just see it, he said. It feels obvious. Something changed in her expression. They reached a hidden chamber filled with old machines. Selah sealed the entrance by hand. No sensors. No cameras. If they find out I hid you, she said, her voice shaking, I will be erased. The human met her gaze. Why risk that? She looked away. Because I saw what they did to men, she said, and what they plan to do next. Heavy doors slammed shut somewhere above them. Orders echoed through the bunker. They are preparing containment, Selah said. Once they confirm you, this bunker will become your prison. The human straightened his back. I won't let that happen, he said calmly. You cannot fight 1,000 women, she replied. I don't need to, he said. I need time. To do what? To understand your systems, he said, and your fears. The lights went out completely. Then a new voice filled the bunker. Calm, female, powerful, all units, it said. The male is inside level 7. Selah's face went pale. The human felt something rise inside him. Not fear. Focus. For the first time in centuries, the bunker was facing a human mind. The bunker shook, not from an explosion, but from control. Heavy metal doors slammed shut across level 7. One by one, the sound rolled through the walls like thunder. Red lights flashed faster now, washing the corridors in warning. Sayla listened, her breath tight. They sealed the level, she said. No one enters. No one leaves. The human nodded once. His face was calm, but his eyes were sharp. A new sound joined the alarms. Soft at first, then clearer. Voices. Many voices. They are spreading out, Sayla whispered. They will search every section. A panel on the wall flickered to life by itself. Lines of code scrolled fast. The system was awake. Hunting. Male heat pattern unknown, the bunker voice said. Adjusting filters. Sayla's jaw tightened. They are learning. Footsteps echoed again. Faster now. Closer. The humans scanned the room. Old machines. Thick cables. Dust that had not moved in years. Give me access, he said. Sayla looked at him. Access to what? To anything, he replied. One screen. One terminal. She hesitated for a heartbeat. Then she pulled a small device from her belt and connected it to an old console. The screen blinked weakly. 5 minutes, she said. That's all I can give you. He sat down and touched the controls. The layout made sense to him in a way that surprised even himself. He did not read the symbols. He felt the system. Your sensors are listening for rhythm, he said quietly. Breathing patterns. Heartbeats. Sayla frowned. Yes, male patterns are different. Then break the rhythm, he said. He typed fast. Not many commands. Just a few changes. Above them, a patrol stopped. One of the women frowned. Signal lost. Another tilted her head. No, it's noise. The system spoke again. Multiple false readings detected. The human stood. They won't find me here, he said. Not like this. Sayla stared at him. What did you do? I taught the bunker to hear everything, he answered. So it hears nothing. Before she could respond, a sharp sound cut the air. A door nearby opened. Too close. Sayla grabbed his arm. Run. They moved fast, slipping into a narrow service corridor just as a group of armored women entered the chamber. Their eyes scanned the space. Weapons ready. He was here, one of them said. Sayla and a human pressed against the wall, hidden behind thick pipes. The human slowed his breathing, just as Sayla had taught him. One of the women stepped closer. She stopped. Her eyes narrowed. I feel it, she said. A presence. The human felt the moment stretch. He did not move. He did not think of fear. He focused. A loud clang sounded far down the corridor. All heads turned. Over there, the leader ordered. The patrol moved away. Sayla exhaled slowly. You created a distraction. No, he said. The bunker did. They moved again, deeper into restricted zones. The signs on the walls changed color. This place was forbidden. What is down here? The human asked. Sayla's voice dropped. Containment. They reached a wide chamber with glass walls. Inside were empty rooms. Clean. Silent. Men were kept here, she said. Before there were none left. The human's hands tightened at his sides. A sudden voice filled the chamber. Stop. They turned. A single woman stood at the far end, taller than the others. Her armor marked with command symbols. Her eyes were calm. Studying. I am Commander Virex, she said, and you are very hard to hide. Sayla stepped in front of the human, without thinking. He is under my protection, she said. Virex smiled slightly. You risk much for a secret. Her gaze shifted to human. You are not afraid. I am, he said, but fear doesn't control me. That made her pause. Around them, guards moved into position. Silent. Ready. The bunker belongs to us, Virex said. This world belongs to us. The human met her eyes. Then why are you afraid of one man? For the first time, the commander did not answer at once. The alarms faded. The bunker waited, and every woman in the room felt it. Something had changed. The chamber stayed silent after his words. The guards did not move. Their weapons stayed ready, but no one attacked. Commander Virex studied the human like a puzzle that refused to stay still. "One man does not frighten us," she said calmly. The human did not raise his voice. "Then you would not need so many guards." A small change passed through the room. Some of the women shifted their weight. Others looked at each other without speaking. Sayla felt her heart pound. She had never heard anyone speak to a commander like that and still remain alive. Virex raised one hand. The guard stepped back half a step. "Interesting," she said. "You speak as if you belong here." "I don't," the human replied. "That's the point." Virex walked slowly around him, watching his face, his posture, his breathing. She circled like a hunter, but her eyes showed more curiosity than anger. "You are calm," she said. "Most males beg, or break." He met her gaze. Humans don't do well in cages. That word echoed in the glass chamber. Cages. Virex stopped walking. "You think you are different." "I know I am," he said. "And so are you." Sayla looked at him sharply. She had not expected that. Virex raised an eyebrow. "Explain." "You built this system from fear," the human said. "Fear of losing control. Fear of the past." He gestured toward the empty containment rooms. "You lock men away to feel safe. But fear never creates safety. Only silence." The commander's expression hardened. "Careful." The human nodded. "Truth often is." Suddenly, the bunker lights flickered again. A warning tone sounded, softened before but constant. Sayla glanced at the ceiling. "The system is unstable," she said. "It is reacting to stress." Virex turned to human. "Did you do this?" "I didn't break it," he replied. "I showed it too many questions." She stared at him. "You changed our system without access." "I use logic," he said simply. "Your rules conflict with each other. Control versus survival." The warning tone grew louder. A guard spoke nervously. "Commander!" Power flow is shifting. Lower levels are overriding commands. Virex clenched her jaw. "Explain." The human stepped closer to the console near the glass wall. "Your bunker was built to protect life," he said. "But you turned it into a prison. Systems don't like lies." Sayla watched him work. His hands moved with confidence, not speed. He did not fight the system. He listened to it. "What are you doing?" she whispered. "Helping it remember its purpose," he said. The screen flashed. Red warnings faded to yellow. Then green. The bunker exhaled. Silence returned. The guards stared at the console. Some looked at the human with something new in their eyes. Respect. Virex slowly turned back to him. "You stabilized level 7. "Yes," he said. "For now." She studied him longer this time. "You are not strong like us. Not faster. Not armed." "No," he agreed. "But strength is not always physical." Sayla felt a strange warmth in her chest. She had grown up hearing humans described as weak, dangerous, or useless. This one was none of those things. Virex folded her arms. "If you are so different," she said, "why hide?" The human looked around the chamber. At the guards. At the empty rooms. "Because the first human who stands alone always dies," he said. "Change only survives when others choose it." A quiet fell over the room. One of the guards lowered her weapon slightly without realizing it. Sayla noticed. So did Virex. "You speak of choice," the commander said, "but this world runs on control. And that is why it is breaking," the human replied. The floor vibrated faintly beneath their feet. Far away. Systems adjusted, recalculated. Sayla stepped forward. "Commander," she said carefully. The bunker responded to him. Not to force. To reason. Virex looked at her. Long, hard. "You trust him," she said. Sayla swallowed. "Yes." The word felt dangerous. Powerful. Virex turned back to the human. "You are a problem," she said, "and a possibility." She gestured to the guards. "Stand down. For now." Relief washed through Sayla, but it did not last. Virex leaned closer to the human. Her voice dropped. "Make no mistake," she said. "The Council will demand answers. They will not listen as easily as I did." The human nodded. "Then let me speak to them." Sailor's eyes widened. "That's suicide." "Not if they are curious," he said. "Fear fades when people start asking why." Virex studied him, then gave a slow smile. "You are dangerous," she said. "Not because you are male." "Because I am human," he replied. The commander turned away. "Prepare secure path," she ordered. "He will not be contained. He will be observed." The guards obeyed. As they moved, Sailor walked beside the human. "You just changed everything," she whispered. He looked at the glass rooms one last time. "No," he said softly. "I reminded them." Above them, the bunker lights shifted to a steady white, and across level 7, a quiet truth began to spread. This man was not prey. He was not a resource. He was a question, and the system had no answer for him yet. The path through the bunker was silent. Too silent. White lights followed them as they walked, turning on one by one, as if the bunker itself was watching the human. Guards moved ahead and behind, not close enough to threaten, not far enough to trust. Sailor felt every step like a countdown. "Where are they taking us?" she whispered. "The archive level," the human answered calmly, "where truth is stored and hidden at the same time." She looked at him in surprise. "How do you know?" "I don't," he said. "But every system keeps its secrets in the deepest place." The doors opened slowly. The room beyond was wide and dark, filled with tall data pillars that reached the ceiling. Old screens flickered with faded symbols. This place had not been used in a long time. Commander Virex stepped forward. "This is where history sleeps," she said, "and where lies are kept alive." She gestured to a console. "You wanted answers. Here they are." The human walked to the console. As soon as he touched it, the screen reacted. Files unlocked. Records appeared. Sailor's breath caught. Images filled the air between the pillars, forming large holograms. Men, not prisoners. Leaders, scientists, builders, pilots, teachers. "They were never weak," Sailor whispered. "No," Virex said quietly. "They were never weak." The images changed. Men standing beside women, arguing, laughing, planning. The world looked balanced, alive. Then the tone shifted. Emergency alerts. Fear. Orders shouted. The war. Then came new files. Classified. Restricted. Project continuity. The human read aloud. Sailor felt her chest tighten. "What is that?" Virex did not answer. The files opened by themselves. It showed the truth. Men were not only protected after the war, they were controlled on purpose. The Council feared that men would challenge the new order, feared that balance would return, feared losing power. So they rewrote history. "They told us men were dangerous," Sailor said, her voice shaking. "Unstable." "They told us men caused a war," another guard whispered. The human's eyes stayed on the data. But the war weapon targeted males. That wasn't chance. Someone wanted a world without balance. The room grew cold. A final file appeared. Red warning symbols surrounded it. Virex took a slow breath. "This is why no one enters this level," she said. The file opened. It showed living men, hidden facilities, deep space stations. Men kept alive, monitored, studied, not extinct, contained. Sailor covered her mouth. "They lied to us." "They lied to everyone," the human said. A tremor ran through the bunker. Not physical, emotional. Guards stepped back, shaken. Some looked angry, some confused, some afraid. "The Council said men were gone," one guard said. "They said it was for our safety." "It was for control," the human replied. "Fear is easier to rule than truth." Virex turned away from the screens. Her voice was steady, but her eyes were not. "I enforce these laws," she said. "I believe them." "You were taught them," the human said. "There is a difference." Sailor stepped forward. "What happens now?" Before anyone could answer, The archive lights flashed red. A new voice filled the chamber. Cold, official, unforgiving. Unauthorized access detected. Archive breach confirmed. The council. They know, Sayla whispered. Heavy doors sealed shut behind them. Power surged through the room. The council will arrive in minutes, Virex said. They will not debate. The human looked around the room. At the guards. At Sayla. At the truth floating in the air. Then don't let them erase it, he said. Sayla stared at him. How? He pointed to the data pillars. This truth cannot die if it spreads. Virex understood instantly. You want to release it? Yes, he said. To every level. Every screen. Every citizen. That would cause chaos, a guard said. No, the human replied. It will cause choice. Sayla moved to the console. Her hands shook, but she nodded. I'll help. Virex hesitated for only a second. Do it, she ordered. Alarm screamed as the system resisted. The bunker fought back. The human spoke calmly, guiding Sayla. Don't force it. Redirect. Data surged. Screens across the bunker lit up. Truth spilled into the corridors. Images of men. Files of lies. Proof of control. The bunker roared, not in sound, but in reaction. Somewhere above, voices shouted in panic. The council is losing control, Virex said. The humans stood tall. They already lost it. The doors began to unlock. The bunker lights flickered again. This time, they did not turn red. They turned blue, a system color used only once before. Emergency Freedom Protocol. Sayla looked at the human, eyes wide with fear and hope. You didn't just reveal the truth, she said. He met her gaze. I reminded them who they used to be. Far above them, the council rushed to stop what had already begun. And across the bunker, a dangerous idea took root. Men were not monsters. They were not property. They were not extinct. And humanity had just returned to a world built on lies. The bunker was no longer quiet. Voices echoed through every level. Screens flashed with images the council had buried for generations. Women stopped walking. Some stared. Some shouted. Some fell silent as truth spread faster than fear ever had. Sayla felt the ground tremble beneath her feet. They're waking up, she said. They already have, the human replied. A deep alarm sounded. Not sharp, not urgent. Final. Commander Virex looked toward the ceiling. The council has activated full authority, she said. They will shut this place down if they must. Heavy footsteps thundered from the main corridor. Elite guards poured in, armor darker, weapons brighter. At their center walked 3 figures in long black robes. Their faces were calm. Cold. The council. All activity cease, the lead counselor said. Her voice carried power, trained to command obedience. The mail will be secured. All others step away. No one moved. Sayla felt her knees weaken, but she stayed standing. Around her, guards hesitated. Some lowered their weapons. Others raised them higher, unsure who they truly serve now. The counselor's eyes fixed on the human. You are the source of this disorder, she said. You will submit. The human stepped forward. I will not, he said simply. A murmur rippled through the chamber. You have no authority, the counselor said. He nodded. That's true. She smiled slightly. Then you will obey. No, he said again. I will speak. The counselor's smile faded. You are a resource. Nothing more. The human met her gaze. His voice stayed calm but carried weight. That is your mistake, he said. You turn people into things, and you turn fear into law. The counselor raised her hand. Guards aimed their weapons. Sayla moved without thinking. She stepped between them and the human. So, did you? She said to the council. You taught us lies. You hid the truth. Another counselor spoke, sharp and fast. She is compromised. Or awakened, Virex said. All eyes turned to the commander. You broke your oath, the counselor said to her. Virex straightened. I fulfilled it. I protected this world. And this world is dying under your control. The counselor's voice hardened. Enough. The lights dimmed. Gravity shifted. The bunker began to lock down again, but something resisted. The human closed his eyes for a moment, listening, feeling the system move, hesitate. You built the bunker to protect life, he said loudly. You taught it to fear men. I taught it to remember purpose. The walls hummed. Consoles flickered. A guard cried out, "Command access denied." The counselors turned sharply. "That's impossible," one said. The human opened his eyes. "Not for a system that wants to survive." The bunker lights shifted from blue to steady white again. The guards froze. Silence fell. The lead counselor stared at the human with something close to fear. "What are you?" He answered honestly. "I'm a human." She took a step back. "You will destroy order." "No," he said. "I will end control." Selah felt tears burn in her eyes. Around her, women stood taller, straighter. Some removed their helmets. The counselor raised her voice, desperate now. "Without us, there will be chaos." "Without truth," the human replied, "there already is." A sudden sound echoed through the chamber. Clack! A weapon hit the floor. Then another. Guards lowered their arms. "Not all, but enough." Vyrek spoke, her voice clear. "The council no longer commands level 7. The counselor turned on her. "You cannot do this." Vyrek nodded. "I already have." Security doors opened behind the council. Not to free them, to contain them. The bunker chose. Energy fields rose around the counselors, locking them in place. The lead counselor screamed in fury. "This is treason." The human stepped closer to the field. "No," he said quietly. "This is accountability." The system voice echoed through the chamber, calm and neutral. Authority override complete. Council access suspended. The chamber breathed again. Selah felt the weight lift from her chest. The human turned to the women around him. "This is not my world," he said. "It's yours. I won't rule it." He looked at Selah, at Vyrek, at the guards. "But I won't be owning it either." No one spoke. Then one woman knelt, not in submission, in respect. Others followed. Not all, but many. The human raised his hand. "Stand," he said. "No one kneels for me." Slowly they did. Vyrek stepped beside him. "You changed the balance," she said. He shook his head. "I restored it." Far above, the bunker systems recalculated. Old laws erased. New pathways opened. Selah felt it then. Hope. The council screamed inside their prison as power slipped from their hands. And for the first time in centuries, the world moved forward. Not under fear, not under control, but under choice. And humanity stood at the center, not as a ruler, but as a reminder of what was lost and what could return. The bunker felt different now, not because it was quiet, but because it was awake. Women moved freely through open corridors, no longer guided by fear or alarms. Screens showed truth instead of orders. Old laws faded like shadows at sunrise. Selah stood beside the human and watched the world change. "It's really happening," she said softly. "Yes," he replied. "And that scares people more than chains ever did." Far away, the council remained locked behind energy fields. Forgotten, powerless, no longer needed. Vyrek looked at the gathered women. "From today," she said, "no one will be owned. No one will be erased." The bunker systems updated across every level. Authority removed. Control dissolved. Choice restored. The human took a slow breath. For the first time since he arrived, he felt the weight lift from his chest. "I won't lead you," he said clearly. "Humans don't come to rule." He looked around. "We come to remind." Selah smiled. "Remind us of what?" "Of balance," he answered. A new symbol appeared on every screen. Not a weapon, not a warning. Balance. Then, something unexpected happened. A new signal appeared on the main display. Incoming transmission. Origin, deep space. The room went silent. Selah's smile faded. "That signal is not ours." The human stared at the screen. his expression changing for the first time. Recognition. Someone else survived, he said. Virex turned sharply. Another human? Or something that remembers us? He replied. The signal repeated. Stronger now. Outside the bunker, far beyond the planet's sky. Something had noticed a change. The world had awakened, and it was no longer alone. If you enjoyed this HFY Sci-Fi story, like the video, subscribe to the channel and comment below. Should the human answer the signal, or should humanity stay hidden? Your support decides the next story.